Welcome back everybody, Zed at Imperium Games. Just a quick video to let you know that there's going to be some changes that are going to be coming in probably the next 6 to 8 weeks. I know I'm taking myself way in advance on this, but you will hear me talking about it over the course of the next videos. We want to continue to improve the services that we are giving back to the community, the Magic the Gathering community that is following us, that participates with us, that are patrons, that are part of Facebook, etc., YouTube, so forth. And what we found out recently, and I'll put an image of this on screen in a second, is that we're currently not complying to some of Patreon's policies. Though, as you know, Imperium Games, we're all about giving stuff away, right? That's what we want to be able to do the most here in Canada and internationally when we can allow ourselves to do that, is to be able to just keep giving back product to anybody that's following us and that's subscribed to us and that is part of our community. On that note, we'll talk about this box right after that. Having said that, we are not complying, it seems, to Patreon's policies that do not allow us to do any form of giveaways, any form of lotteries to Patreon members. We are not allowed to, what I had planned to do, and I announced this recently, is we have this Mystic Intellect Commander that was hanging around in the store, and one day I saw it up on our shelves, and I said, you know what, I feel like doing a giveaway for our patrons, and I posted a video about, 10 days ago on this. Patreon saw this video, reached out to us and say, sorry, not allowed to do that. You are not allowed to have any lotteries or any giveaways because members ultimately end up by paying for it. So even though we said, look, this is not a lottery, the patrons are not, you're not buying a ticket to be a part of this, they said, no, it's still, by virtue of them being members on our platform, you are not allowed to have a lottery that doesn't include basically everybody in your community, that is not specific to Patreon, that, anyway, there's a whole bunch of policies, and right here you can see this on the image on screen right now. You can see this is just the header of the page that's saying we're not complying to it. And we've spoken to some people over at Patreon, and they said, look, you're not allowed to do it. We would be able to have a form of giveaway where we would have to have some type of maybe first person to answer a quiz, first person to respond back to a commentary, things like that. We don't want to do that because not all of our Patreon members are receiving the information at the same time, right? When I communicate through Patreon, there is an automatic message that is emailed to everybody that is part of the community, but not everybody gets their emails at once. So I don't want to send something out and say the first person to comment on this video is an automatic winner. It would be unfair to in terms of of people being able to have an equal chance at winning, it would not be fair to do it that way. All this to say, we're going to have to cancel for now, just be sure, cancel for now, the giveaway that was for our patrons for the spare commander set that we've got. Now, I'm only saying for now because Peter and I have a few other things in mind. We're going to be considering changing platform. That is part of it. We're looking into different platforms right now. Patreon offers us the opportunity to have a membership environment, but the costs they're pretty high, and the percentage of payback just briefly, okay? You sign up for Patreon, it costs you a certain US dollar fee. Then you're purchasing through PayPal, if you're going to be buying products from us, another US fee or conversion. Then the shipping, then everything else. Ultimately, the costs for us are very, very high in the percentage, even in terms of the membership. So what we're going to try and do is, we've been looking at another system, a couple of other systems where while the community over at Imperium Games is still small, we're exploring the possibility to pull everything out of Patreon, pull everything out of potentially some aspects out of PayPal, bring it all into one website that would be an Imperium Games environment where you could sign up as a member at Imperium Games, not through Patreon, not through anybody else. Sign yourself up there. It'll be all of the same benefits, and if we can save 5 or 6% and we can apply this to buying a booster box, well, maybe we can lower the costs down even further. Instead of being $147.50, maybe bring that down to $142. No promises on that yet until we see the entire system, because there are always costs involved. But we need to pull out of Patreon slowly but surely. We're not doing this yet, and I don't think it's going to happen until April or May. So any patrons that are around with us, you will continue to be served right up until then. But we will be informing you soon enough that there are going to be some changes over there, and we're going to build something that is really rock solid, really something that nobody's going to be able to tell to us. You're not to say to us, you're not allowed to give stuff away to your patrons. It doesn't make sense to us. I'm not sure where the policy comes from. There's 3 million people that have how do you say, sites with Patreon, that have interfaces with Patreon. I don't know why that policy exists. Maybe there were some problems or issues globally that they need to comply right across the globe for these types of opportunities. You know, lotteries are maybe illegal someplace around the world. Anyway, I'm not sure, but we cannot do it. So I apologize. Peter and I apologize on behalf of Imperium Games. We're going to have to cancel this one for the patrons right now. It's going to come back around, though, when we're going to be setting up our next platform that will be Imperium Games specific, not Patreon or anybody else. This will come back to our patrons, and we will have another lottery a lot more interesting. Same thing. I have spoken about it a couple of times. I had finally received my Mirrodin Besieged vintage box. Well, vintage. Mirrodin Besieged came out in 2010, I believe. Where is it here? Somewhere around here. 2011. Okay, so I guess it was the one right before Scars of Mirrodin, I believe, came out in October 2010. So this must have been January, February. This is one of the giveaways that we want to do as well. Not the entire box, probably crack it, choose 10 or 15 booster packs, have a YouTube/Facebook giveaway, all of that stuff. We're going to have to pause on that as well, just temporarily until we figure out all of the legal aspects and the logistics around that. But look forward to this, because this is going to be coming your way to everybody that is part of the community. The chances of winning some Mirrodin Besieged booster packs, very curious myself. I'd love to crack this open and look at it, but we're going to wait. We'll wait for all of this to happen, how do you say, in the coming months. So thank you so much for your patience. That's all I wanted to say. Be rest assured that we are doing this. We're converting at the right time, because it's more important for us to keep building this community without any restrictions. For those of you in Quebec, or at least in Canada, we've even reached out to Lotto Quebec to make sure that when we have giveaways over a certain threshold, that we're complying to the laws in Quebec with Lotto Quebec. We've even done all of that stuff. So everything that we're doing has to be legit. And because we want to be legit, we don't want anybody to tell us what we cannot do if we're within a legit environment. So guys, take care. There's more information coming up really soon, and we appreciate your patience, but don't worry about it. Things are coming back your way. Take care.